The construction proposal causes concern and confusion in Evanston.
Administrators work to strengthen intramural sportsmanship.
And Northwestern researchers work to make it easier for hearing-impaired children to learn and understand language.
We'll have all those stories and more coming up on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news right now.
Potential new construction in Evanston is drawing public backlash. Good evening, I'm Matt Dunn.
And I'm Isabel Lawrence. Thanks for joining us. More than 100 Evanstonians made their way to the Evanston Civic Center Wednesday night to protest the construction. And NNN's Nikki Griswold was there. So, Nikki, emotions running high. What's happening?
That's right. If you've been to the 1700 block of Sherman Avenue, you're probably used to the familiar sight of stores like Starbucks, Campus Gear, and Seville Flowers. But this project could dramatically change that. In the fall, Farpoint Development unveiled a proposal to build a 37-story building in that location. It would host a hotel, residential apartments, and the new home for the Northlight Theater. But the project is facing significant backlash from the Evanston community.
My mentor, Christopher McGoy, would be proud of how we've taken the business and nurtured it, but also for standing up for what we believe is right. Thank you.
Darren Oberto is the co-owner of the Alley Gallery, one of more than 50 local businesses that will be displaced if the project goes through. He and 23 other Evanstonians spoke in front of the city's Economic Development Committee during Wednesday's meeting to voice their opposition to the project.
By taking away some of our really nice small businesses, we're just going to lose the character of the downtown.
2,500 people have signed a petition against the development.
If you were to pinpoint the one block of Evanston where small business seems to have very deep roots and seems to be thriving, it would be this block.
The focus of the meeting, however, was to have the committee vote on a memorandum put forth by the city manager. If passed, it would authorize the city manager to assist Farpoint Development and Northlight Theater in identifying a location for a parking garage for the potential development, and to research the possibility of creating a, quote, single-purpose unit of government for the purpose of financing the relocation of Northlight to Evanston.
It is a proposal to you to look at two tools to help us further evaluate if it makes sense for this project to move forward.
The memorandum passed with a vote of 5-3, but committee members and those in the audience were left confused about the significance of the vote. The development is not a guarantee. Farpoint has yet to present a formal project proposal to the City Council, where it will have to pass with a 2/3 majority vote in order to move forward. Nonetheless, passing the memorandum is a step forward for the project and leaves the future of businesses like the Alley Gallery uncertain.
This location is so unique and so special to us that it's hard for me to imagine trying to go somewhere else.
Both Farpoint Development and the Evanston City Manager declined to be interviewed for this story. Of the businesses at risk of displacement, many are women, minority, and family-owned, with long and rich histories in Evanston.
And now what about the architecture downtown? I know some of those buildings must be pretty old.
The business owners and their patrons brought that up as well. They said they'd be devastated not only to see their businesses go, but to lose the historical architecture that fostered the unique and cherished culture of downtown Evanston.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Thank you, Nikki. And more than 370 restaurants have been participating in the annual Chicago Restaurant Week for the past 2 weeks. NNN's Nikki Amir went to one Northside restaurant to get a taste for herself.
That's right, with more than 100 new restaurants participating this year, Restaurant Week has something for everyone. Each restaurant created a special menu, with lunch prices running $22 and dinner prices $33 or $44. I stopped by one restaurant to see if business was heating up.
We've had a lot of people that have never tried it come in and try things that, they probably wouldn't have before.
At Fireside Restaurants and Lounge, Chicago Restaurant Week brought in customers new and old.
Just some of our regulars enjoying the different size portions, and we are offering a different dessert than we usually do.
Marcus Gonzalez has been coming to the bar for the past 16 years, and he brings his family to brunch every Sunday.
I've been living here about 20 years now. Been here, we enjoy the food, we enjoy the beers. They have a lot of good beers on tap. And meeting all the people that work here is usually a good variety of people who are very engaging and very cool to talk to. That was a good combination to help keep us coming back.
But the restaurant's pride and joy is its Bloody Mary bar. The bar has been a five-star tradition for more than 20 years and has over 250 ingredients.
People come here all weekend long to do it. It's usually served during the brunch from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. It's so popular that we keep it open till about 5 or 6 p.m. on the weekends. It's got everything from like fresh ingredients, shrimp, pepperoni, and then about 200 different hot sauces and like.
Customers have the option to make their drinks themselves or leave it to the professionals.
James, the bartender, actually makes mine for me, and then I come steal pepperonis from the bar to give to my kids.
And Chicago Restaurant Week makes it easy to try new things without breaking the bank.
It's more food than I can actually eat. It's pretty cool that they have that kind of combination, like an ongoing basis every year.
As we said, Restaurant Week is actually 2 weeks long, so you'll have until Thursday to take advantage of the specialized pricing.
That sounds great, Nikki. Are there any restaurants in Evanston participating?
Yes, there's actually 3, Farmhouse, Oceanique, and The Hearth, so you won't have to go far to get a bite of the deals.
Perfect. Well, Nikki Amir reporting live from Studio B. Thanks, Nikki.
And the first Starbucks to open outside of Seattle was in Chicago nearly 30 years ago. Today, the city is experiencing a coffee sale resurgence. NNN's Joey Safchik joins us now with the story. Joey?
Thanks, Isabel. The restaurant business has been growing notoriously slowly, with the exception of the coffee business. Although coffee and quick-service burger shops account for less than 10% of the overall food service industry, experts say they are responsible for most of the industry's growth. I went downtown to see firsthand how the boom is affecting local coffee businesses.
One latte to go.
Chicago's coffee boom begins in the heart of the city. In April of last year, Starbucks confirmed that it would be opening its largest international location on Michigan Avenue, part of Chicago's Magnificent Mile. Northwestern first-year Gabby Boone isn't surprised that the coffee industry is expanding in Chicago. After all, Chicagoland is home to dozens of colleges and universities.
Every year I feel like school gets more and more stressful and people get less and less sleep, and so they rely on coffee more.
If you started your morning off today with a warm latte or energizing espresso, then you're contributing to Chicago's recent coffee boom. But it isn't just massive Starbucks at the core of this growth. It's also small chains and mom and pop shops that are contributing to an increase in sales.
I think people want an easygoing place to relax and talk over coffee. It's been, it's a big part of everyone's day.
That's Celia Georges, the owner of Capitol, a coffee shop and lounge that has an Evanston location and another on the north side of Chicago. Students flock to Capitol both to study and to experience so-called coffee culture.
We have a huge rush in the morning for coffee, a huge rush in the afternoon for coffee. So it's all part of the coffee culture as well, not just working in a coffee shop, but communicating with people, talking with people, very important.
And since business has been good, investors have noticed. Chicago-based firms like BDT Capital Partners have been investing in everything from caffeine colossals like Peet's Coffee to up-and-coming coffee houses like Capitol.
The more we've become more popular, a lot of word of mouth. Now with social media and a little marketing, I think a lot of people from further away are visiting us to come and try our coffee and our food and the vibe, so it's good.
And Chicago's not alone. The United States has nearly 3,000 more coffee shops today than it did 5 years ago. Joey Safchik, Northwestern News Network.
Thank you, Joey. Well, after a mild weekend, Old Man Winter roared back into Evanston this week. Let's send it on over to NNN's Jamaica Ponder for a check of the weather. Jamaica, it's pretty cold outside.
That's right, Matt. Right now it's about 18 degrees, and if we take a look outside at the Rock, you can see a few people are walking by and they are pretty bundled up. Today we only got up to a high of 21 degrees. Not much snow fell though today, which means the sidewalks are mostly clear. They won't stay clear for long though, as we're expecting some snow showers as we head into the overnight hours, getting down to about 15 degrees. That's a look at your current conditions, but I'll be back in less than 10 minutes with your full 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Jamaica. When we come back, new research could change the lives of hearing impaired children.
Plus, we'll check in on Northwestern's campus sustainability efforts. How much progress has the university really made? The answer next.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Northwestern is partially funding pilot research that has the potential to change the lives of young deaf children. The Feinberg School of Medicine is collaborating with Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago and the Chinese University of Hong Kong on new research that seeks to help develop language skills in young children who have received cochlear implants. Feinberg professor Dr. Nancy Young is the medical director of the cochlear implant program at Lurie Children's Hospital, where she is one of two key collaborators on this research project.
It's really wonderful to see how many families do want to participate in research, even though they know really this is not going to in any likelihood benefit their own child, but is going to be for the benefit of other children in the future.
Young says they are in relatively early stages of the research, but results have shown a clear correlation between brain anatomy and ability to learn language in the otherwise healthy children who have received these implants.
And the 2016-2017 Northwestern Sustainability Report came out last month. The university has been working to make campus more eco-friendly, but just how well is it meeting expectations? The report revealed the success of sustain and use efforts in 5 areas: built environment, transportation, resource conservation, experiential learning, and communication and engagement. New buildings like the Kellogg Global Hub aimed for LEED certification. Building renovations like Kresge Centennial Hall worked to make old buildings better. And the university planted 68 new trees. Transportation has added divvy bikes and 16 electric vehicles on campus. The report also revealed that recycling has been a huge help, diverting 38% of campus waste from landfills over the year. But Sustain NU Communications Manager Stephanie Folk says that while the 13% drop in greenhouse emissions from 2012 is significant, making NU greener depends on the Northwestern community as a whole.
Whether it's getting involved in one of these working groups or organizations or just being conscious of your day-to-day habits, you can play a big role in helping to make Northwestern a more sustainable place, and then that's something that we hope people will carry forward into their life beyond their time at Northwestern.
Sustain NU also encourages students to participate in a more sustainable campus by participating in Meatless Mondays or commuting by bike.
And coming up, Northwestern has unveiled its 2018 commencement speaker. Find out who it is next.
But first,
I'm Jamaica Ponder, and we'll be right back with your 5-day weather forecast.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. Here is your 5-day weather forecast. This week is going to be cold, so get ready. Tomorrow we're going to have a high of 22 degrees and a low of 7, and there's a chance of morning flurries which should clear up by the afternoon. Don't expect any sun though, it'll be overcast all day. Thursday will be a high of 23, going down to 19 in the afternoon, and we'll be ending with a cloud with a 60% chance of snow later in the day, so you should probably stay indoors and watch Sports Night or Nightcap, which are starting at 8 and 7 Central. Expect to go into the weekend with more snow on Friday. It seems as though we have a theme going on here. Friday will be a high of 27 and a low of 16. And Saturday, you guessed it, more snow. Expect a high of 27 degrees, though, with a low of 14. Sunday will finally bring sun, kind of. It'll be partly cloudy with a 10% chance of snow, and a bit colder than Saturday with a high of 24 and a low of 6. Be sure to check out the NNN Facebook page for any severe weather alerts, and now back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Jamaica. Northwestern announced today that 4-time Grammy Award-winning singer Renee Fleming will deliver the 2018 commencement address. The world-renowned soprano has performed at major international events, including both at a Super Bowl and at Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. She's the recipient of several awards and honors, including the National Medal of Arts. Fleming is also set to star in Roger and Hammerstein's Carousel this spring on Broadway. The commencement ceremony will be held June 22nd, starting at 9:30 a.m. at Ryan Field.
Wow, how cool is that, right?
Very cool.
Well, coming up, Americans spent big money on the big game Sunday. We'll make sense of the Super Bowl spending next in Money Minute.
And plus, IM sports administrators are taking steps to put a stop to bad sportsmanship. Find out how when we come back.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
If you're like the average American, you watched the Super Bowl from your couch, and chances are you probably spent about $81 preparing for the big game. The National Retail Federation says that number is actually up from last year's $75, but down from a peak of just over $89 back in 2015. Now, if you hosted a party, you probably spent even more. The NRF estimates the average Super Bowl party cost just over $207 this year. $72 of that went to food and non-alcoholic drinks, $58 went to alcoholic drinks, $28 went to decorations, and $50 went to fan gear and other items. Pizza and alcohol, of course, are popular at any Super Bowl party. Well, viewers in the Midwest shelled out the most for both pizza and alcohol, spending $33 on pizza and $47 on alcohol. Meanwhile, our friends in the Northeast spent the least on pizza and alcohol, spending only $29 on pizza and $41 on alcohol. Now, what if you went to the big game? How much did you shell out? Ticket reseller Wallet Hub says the average price of a ticket to the game on the resale market was $5,700. That's higher than the average resale ticket price for the last 5 Super Bowls, which was just short of $5,000. But it sure beats the highest price ever paid for a Super Bowl ticket on the secondary market, a whopping $28,000 back in 2015. Isabel, $28,000?
Wow, Matt, those are some pretty remarkable numbers. Thanks for your report. And we wanted to know how you spent your Super Bowl Sunday, so we asked you in this week's edition of Rock Talk.
I'm Sian Shin, and I'm here at The Rock to find out if you watched the Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not. I had rehearsal.
No, I didn't, because I just don't really watch sports.
I've never been interested too much in football. Too many concussions for me.
So what did you think about the outcome?
Personally, I'm a little sad the Patriots lost. I had a bet riding on it, so pretty disappointed, but glad the Eagles had their chance, I guess.
I think the Eagles have never won, or have only won a couple times, so it was exciting because they got to win.
I mean, I was rooting for the Eagles just because I, like most other people, just don't like the Patriots or Tom Brady.
I wanted the Eagles to win because my dad's a huge Eagles fan, grew up with Eagles in the house, and I'm really glad that they pulled it off.
My dad's a big Patriots fan, so in the back of my mind I was rooting for the Patriots, but I'm not crushed that they lost.
And back here at Northwestern, intramural sports participants are in the 3rd week of their winter season. As per usual, IM administrators offer basketball and floor hockey during the winter, but they say this year they hope to see a different style of play. NNN's Olivia Reiner has the details on the new initiative.
On Tuesday nights, Nena Wabo officiates IM basketball for her work-study job. She says she enjoys being around sports. It's one of her passions. But she's faced condescending comments from participants like,
"Does she know what she's doing?" And I was like, "Sir, yes I do."
Officials and administrators say that there has been a proliferation of negative behavior throughout IM sports over the past few years. Earlier this month, IM Associate Director Ryan Coleman condemned aspects of the existing culture on the IM website. This includes getting in fights with opponents and officials and using racist and homophobic slurs.
Communication, that's where it starts, and that's kind of why I wrote this on the website. And before every single game, our officials and supervisors talk to the captains and just let them know. One, we ask them if they've read it.
While administrators focus on improved communication, participants like Caleb Friedman are being careful with their actions.
I just think there are a lot of people that think playing IMs is a right and not necessarily a privilege. You just kind of need to be respectful and treat the officials the way you want to be treated.
Despite the proposed cultural change, intense games like the one behind me aren't going away. Administrators and participants alike say that they can promote good behavior while still maintaining the intensity of the game.
I understand this is sports, and the point of it, well, part of it is winning, right, and competing. But we just feel like you can do that in a respectful way.
He says that no one involved in IM sports should have to worry about getting attacked. Olivia Reiner, NNN Sports.
And up next, a centuries-old story is coming to life at Northwestern.
And it's putting a new spin on the conversation around sexism. Stay tuned.
At Northwestern, we're wildcats in every way.
right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for the sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back. The recent national conversation about sexism has given a play written in the 70s set in the 1600s new life this week at Northwestern.
NNN's Esther Wells was at the premiere of Vinegar Tom.
At the Wirt Center this weekend, you'll see a group of women rise up against the patriarchy.
It's actually kind of crazy because the show is set, like 400 years ago.
Vinegar Tom uses the witchcraft trials of old to explore current themes like sexism, gender and power relationships, and female marginalization.
And unfortunately, all those themes are still relevant to us today. Themes about consent and women and power and how women sort of become a threat to the patriarchy and to fragile masculinity.
With new orchestration and a reimagined set, director Lee Conrads reflects the relevance to today, even in the play's music.
We have set the play within a crumbling music hall, and all of the music is in a very sort of vaudeville or Weimar cabaret style, and then orchestrated more for sort of a rock band, so colliding the cabaret style with very contemporary sounding music.
The blending of styles makes for a truly one-of-a-kind performance.
It's a great show. I think everyone should see it. Honestly, there's really something for everyone in it.
And with the play showing during the 6th annual Chicago Theater Week, a celebration of the city's world-class theater, tickets are value-priced, $6 for NU students and $15 for adults. On the heels of the Me Too movement and a new surge in feminist activism, Vinegar Tom seems to be the perfect encapsulation of the national mood. It'll be playing right here in the Josephine Louis Theater until the 11th. An old play taking on a new significance. Esther Wells, Northwestern News Network.
Vinegar Tom runs this Thursday through Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. And Matt, I'm excited personally to get out there and see the show. I think it's such an important message for our Northwestern community to take away from this.
Yeah, definitely really relevant for the Northwestern community and for the country as well.
Absolutely.
But now we must ask Jamaica, will there be any drama in the weather department?
Nothing as impressive as Vinegar Tom, but
Okay.
if you like snow, you will be having a great time this weekend. We will be seeing plenty of it as we head into Friday and more onto the weekend. Temperatures will stay right around the low to mid-20s, and by next week we might even see the sun again. Hopefully that sun will stick around for an early spring and we can prove that groundhog wrong.
Yeah, we hope that sun does stick around. Well, that's all for the Northwestern News Report. For all of us here at NNN, I'm Matt Dunn.
I'm Jamaica Ponder.
And I'm Isabel Lawrence. Thanks for joining us.